and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-binaries, and transgenders, this is the Ultra Heelz Wrestling Podcast live from Bravery Studios, now in Garfield, New Jersey. I am Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior, always and forever, always worst behavior. Mr. DM, find me your mama's DMs. Why? Because I'm trying to get mama baby, nobody can stop me. And on the phone, as always, the OG, the triple OG of the Ultra Heelz that talks all the shit.
Y'all already know who it is. Your boy Alex the motherfucking Hill, aka the Stan Lee of podcasting, also known as the leader of the Mr. McMahon group, and also known as the man, the pretty girl, and the cripple cross face, and leader running to a cross face.
Yeah. All that. And on the other side of the glass, the only man that can be mentioned in the same breath is the great Billy Graham, Superstar Sal.
What's going on, fellas?
How you living?
You said that with a lot of energy tonight. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I had some sleep. That's what happens when I get to sleep on Thursday night before I have to open the store on Friday.
Oh, great. Like, I left work early today, so, I've been home just chilling and relaxing. Let my phone fully charge this time before the show started, so
Word.
I'm happy.
Yeah. All right, funny story. Before we get too deep in anything serious, funny story. I think I told you, Alex, I want to sell here to get a good laugh. I'm at Walmart with my girl, right? So she's just standing in the aisle. She's got her hand on the cart, and she's like fiddling on the shelf with the other hand. I walk up behind her. Full Nelson. And she dropped.
Nice. I love randomly putting my girl into like some sort of hold.
Bruh.
Once I put the pressure on the neck, she just went down.
There's some people at work, like this is one really small guy I like to just like pick up and pretend like I'm gonna powerbomb him. Because he's like the size of my child and he's a grown ass man. So it's always fun putting somebody into a hold.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you, before I moved back up north, and came up there, me and my wife used to play fight in the house, and our bed was like 3 mattresses high on the floor because we didn't want no frame because that shit made too much noise. We play fighting. Yeah, I Batista bombed the hell out her ass on the bed. And I was like, bro, I've been doing this to you for years. She was like, what? I said, since we've been together, you told me wrestling fan, I've been wanting to bomb you for years. Then her brother came downstairs, and I started to play fight with him. Got his ass an ankle lock, rolled over him, put him in a cross face. I said, oh, y'all fucked up. I love y'all. Y'all see if I can beat up on it in the house. I'm waiting for her to get me back, though. She's going to get me one day. I'm just waiting for it to happen so she can get put in the reversal real quick.
Put her in a headlock.
It's funny. I would, but her dad was a black belt in karate, so she know how to get out of that.
Ah, smart.
So she know how to get out of that. But me, I'm crisp and wife. Move set damn near down without the diving headbutt and all the other shit. Oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. I just thought about that in my head.
All right, let's kick it off with the headline. How many cells are in hell? Why were there 4 Hell in a Cell matches this past weekend? 4.
Bro, I have no idea.
One?
The one on SmackDown, the 2 on the pay-per-view, and the 1 on Raw. 4.
Yeah, I was so confused at that. I was like, wait a minute, what? I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Like, was people just like playing creator game mode and they're like, I just want to have Hell in a Cell matches randomly?
See, I understood when they were like, okay, we're going to put one on SmackDown. I was like, okay, cool, because that lets Bobby and Drew get the main event. Because when Roman's on the show, Roman automatically gets main event. So I'm like, okay, we're going to get a pay-per-view where Bobby and Drew finally get the main event because it's their big blow-off match. Fine. But then the one on Monday, just Xavier Woods versus Bobby in a Hell in a Cell match out of nowhere. Why?
Yeah, that threw me off because when he was like, I want to face you one-on-one. I was like, okay, it's going to be a regular one-on-one match. Cool, down for that. Ready for all this smoke. And then I left and came back and it was a Hell in a Cell. And I was like, what? What just happened? Did I miss a segment when they said they was going to turn into this guy?
I mean, I get it. Like, they barely had any time to, like, take the cell down because, it's Raw the next day and they're in the same building. So, whatever. So... But really? For that to be the match, I would understood if they like accelerated the Kofi storyline. Be like, okay, Kofi, you can have your title match tonight in the cell. That would have made more sense than, okay, if you want Kofi, well, however they worded it, like Xavier Woods is gonna fight first and then Kofi gets Bobby, whatever the situation was. It just I love Woods, but really,
Yeah, but I also like the visual of having him in the full Nelson and Kofi can't get in, and he's doing it right in front of his face.
okay.
You know what I mean? I think that visual is powerful for the story they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
But who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe they'll do a big swerve. Woods comes back and he's the one that turns on Kofi, and he goes. You know what I mean? I could see. I think Woods is he won't be I don't think he'd be a great serious heel.
Right.
But I think he's a better babyface. However, it'd be a nice little twist in the story instead of them kind of teasing like MVP talking to Kofi, like, is Kofi gonna go with him? And he's like, nah. But then Woods is the one that goes with him.
Kelvin's in the chat. What's good, everybody? It's the Commissioner Kelvin, who fully supports the Diamond Mine 100%. We'll get to the Diamond Mine. That's on the list of things. We'll get to that.
We gotta get to that.
We'll get to that. But other than here's the thing. The Hell in a Cell is supposed to be like the penultimate match in WWE. You just gave away 4 of them in a weekend. Remember when we used to get one like every 3 to 4 years?
Well, remember, don't forget they did this pay-per-view in October too.
Yeah. The reason they moved this year is because October they're going to Saudi Arabia. And I guess because they're restarting the touring schedule, they didn't want to overload and do 2 pay-per-views in a month like they used to do. Because remember before when they were going to Saudi Arabia, you did it with 2 pay-per-views in like this in the same month, which would give you like 3 and 5 weeks.
I hate when they go to Saudi Arabia. Those shows are horrible.
Yeah. So
Not even because it's Saudi Arabia, just those shows are terrible.
Yeah, so that's why Hell in a Cell got moved for this calendar year because October they're going to Saudi Arabia. But again,
rematch of the Brothers of Destruction versus DX.
Let's not go there. But the Hell in a Cell is supposed to be the penultimate match, the ultimate blow off. I hate you. I hate everything you stand for. I hate your mother. I hate your dog. I hate the lint in your pocket. And you just gave away 4 of them in a weekend?
Yeah, bro, like, I was OD already done after watching the one on SmackDown. I was like, this is cool, but this would have been better if it had been just like a regular singles match.
Yeah.
It'd have been cool. And I was like, but I understand, you don't want to have 2 heavyweight title matches in Hell in a Cell. Like you're trying to slow it down. Okay, that makes sense. Then you had 2 Hell in a Cell, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of already done over this. And they turn around and see Xavier, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like,
now, Bayley and Bianca Belair, not a bad match, but they shouldn't have had the cell match. It should have been Charlotte and Rhea. They're the one with the more of the blood feud, if you will.
I really have to disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, because I think that Bayley and Bianca have been feuding since Bianca pretty much went to SmackDown. You know what I mean?
Right. Since she showed up, her and Bayley had conflict.
Yeah.
But Ray Ripley and Charlotte had conflict so much to the point that, remember, Charlotte went down to NXT and wrestled there and then became the NXT champion. So they have like a longer feud going. So I would think Hell in a Cell would be there.
And that's why I think they should have had the cell match.
But is it as hot of a program?
I think it is the hotter program.
Really?
I
think I would disagree with that.
I think collectively together they are the bigger stars. Nothing against. I love Bayley. Bianca's growing on me. I was not a fan of her in NXT, but she's growing on me. Again, as much as hate Charlotte gets, she's the top of the food chain. She's absolutely the top of the food chain. And Rhea can be that. Without a doubt, Rhea can be what Charlotte is in 2 to 3 years. Once the ball gets rolling in her career.
See, maybe I think she could be a big star, but I think Charlotte just has the complete package, and I think Rhea's missing something, and I don't know what it is. I think Rhea's a phenomenal worker, and last year, like around the WrestleMania time, I was all about it, like that whole thing in NXT she was doing. But since she's come up, I think it's been so lackluster. But I don't think it's her fault.
I think they tried to like, again, things WWE does when you come from NXT. They tried to like bend her gimmick a little bit. I think that's what's holding her back. Like, I felt like NXT was more natural for her, and now they want her to be specifically this, and it's not working.
Yeah, which is my point. That's where my point comes in. I think that the Bayley Bianca thing was better because I think both of those characters are over, and I think they're both on a roll, and I think they're both working well. So that was just my opinion, and I think the match was really good.
Right.
Like, yeah, like the match was good, but they just had like, anything goes match, and without the Hell in a Cell, I feel like it would have still been the same for Bianca Belair and Bayley.
Right.
But putting them in the Hell in a Cell, it's like, okay, like they had choice words a couple of times, and they came close to the path, but the Hell in a Cell supposed to be like the middle or the end of a feud going forward, and there's like their feud is still probably going to go on after this. But Charlotte and Rhea, that Hell in a Cell match seemed more fitting for them because somewhere down the line they got to end this between them two, and that seemed like that would have been the breaking point. If Rhea would have beat Charlotte, it'll let Charlotte know that Rhea is on her level, and if Charlotte would have beat Rhea, that means Rhea would have to step her game up. But you just had them had a regular match, so that means we're going to see them constantly like they did Roman Reigns. They're going to keep pushing them two to fight each other down our throat.
Well, that's that. You know what? That's a good point. That's probably why they didn't put it in the cell either. They're going to continue this, whereas Bayley and Bianca's the blow off. Now, here's my question: is Rhea a heel?
She's supposed. Yeah, she is.
So Charlotte's a heel too.
Yeah, she's
Yes,
a heel.
this is a
She's
heel
and Charlotte's
feud.
a heel.
Oh, it's terrible.
No, I see. It works because when Rhea came to the main roster, she was the heel, and then when Charlotte came back from her fake pregnancy, she was also a heel. But they were heels for different reasons, and they were going after the same thing. They wanted the title from Asuka.
What's
So-
Asuka right now? What's she doing?
Asuka has not. She's now Naomi's tag
her-
partner.
Her and Naomi are tag team partners, so she's like the replacement version of Lana.
Typical WWE, huh?
Yeah,
They have nothing for you, so you're going to take this person's spot who we just got rid of.
yeah. All right, Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Excuse me, Claudio and Tyler Black. Hell of a match. Hell of a match.
Very good match.
Just as good as WrestleMania.
Yeah.
On par with the WrestleMania match. But the finish sucked.
And that's what kind of sours me on the whole thing is, like, if you're going to have Rollins go over, which, I'm not a fan of, but if you're going to do it.
There should have been more like build up to I took the dirty win. It was just out of nowhere.
But the thing is, too, Cesaro was on a roll, and he just kind of like, all right, so he, even in losing to Roman, he gained a lot.
Right.
And he was on a roll.
Yeah.
And then he just had him lose.
Well, I think obviously they want to continue the Seth Rollins angle, so you have to give Rollins a win to keep it rolling. But I'm fine with Rollins going over. I'm fine with him having a dirty win, but they just didn't set up the dirty win within the match. It just bam, Rollins won.
Yeah, it was a strange anticlimactic flat finish.
Yeah, and the other Ring of Honor match that we had, Generico and Steen.
Killed it as usual.
Yeah, but I feel like this was probably like not that it was a bad match. It was probably the most like chill match that they had. They didn't really do anything spectacular.
I don't know. See, I think if this is like their first match, you might be like, holy shit. But
Yeah.
they kill each other every single time to the point where like it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you're numb to it now. It's like, but I think they did a great job still. And
Oh yeah, it was still, like I said, it was still a good match. But for them, it was like their B+ game.
and I think Sammy needed the win more than Kevin Owens, honestly.
Yo, Valdo, what's up? Valdo's in the chat.
I'm about to say, Kevin Owens didn't really need that win. You got to think about it. Kevin Owens through the pandemic era of this WWE was on TV so much, having so many good punk promos, having matches with Roman damn near almost every week, and getting close to beating him. And then Sami Zayn was just there. So Sami kind of needed that win more than Kevin Owens did.
The second half of the pandemic era, I feel like Sami Zayn's been killing it with this whole conspiracy theory
Yeah.
thing he's doing. I love it. And like he's playing the part, like he's got his hair all grown out, like he looks like a
tinfoil hat guy.
he looks disheveled.
I'm gonna say right now, if this was before this era right now, and Sami Zayn was there right in the Attitude Era, I could see them having him in the basement with a whole bunch of little monitors and being the what was that shit? The fucking with the TV going around spying on everybody they used to have. What was that shit? What was that shit? The one that fucking like Big Show peed on what you call it in the bathroom. And nobody
GTV?
running that shit. Yeah, I can see
GTV?
him being the guy doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
What about when Val Venus looked at him and they call you the Big Show?
Yeah, see, I can see, I can see, I can see, I can see him being that guy to be like, that was me doing all that to show y'all that there's conspiracies in the back. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But you just being you normally and you being vocal makes it still a great gimmick for Sami Zayn. But I feel like it's not even a gimmick no more. I feel like that's just really Sami Zayn outside of WWE at this point.
Well, that's what I mean. He seems like an overthinker by nature, and he like looks into everything. So I think this is right up his alley. I think he's pulling it off to perfection.
Yeah, because you go back and listen to one of the old New Day podcasts, and he's up there, and you listen to him talk way before he had his gimmick. It sounds the same thing.
I love the way that podcast episode.
Okay, well, let's go to what Kelvin was talking about, the Diamond Mine. From the time they dropped that logo, from the time they showed the first promo video, the entire internet swore this was Tessa Blanchard.
And I was confused. I was like, why do I swear it's her when all these guys are like fighting and training in MMA?
So Roderick Strong now has his own Undisputed Era. It's Tyler Rust, who's the Asian guy, I forgot his name, and Malcolm Bivens.
You want to know something funny even about that? WWE posted the picture of the Diamond Mine, right? And they tagged everybody but the Asian dude.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the tweet right now because I'm trying to find his name because I don't remember it and I can't find it.
I can't
find it either.
It's a promising group. It's gonna be interesting seeing Roddy as the leader.
Yeah, but I think Roddy can do it.
I think so for like a upper mid card stable. Like he's probably not going for the big belt. But
no, because O'Reilly's challenging for the cruiserweight. Because he challenged Kushida. And go ahead.
All right, no, I can see Roderick going for the cruiserweight or the North America. Basically, see how Undisputed already had North America, and basically they had the main title and tag team titles at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them go for them two belts. The other two I can see going for the tag team. It's a weird pairing, but it's a good pairing because it's people that we don't know, like in the ring personally, with somebody that we've been watching for a long time. So that makes him the leader of the group, and they got to follow by him, especially being part of the Undisputed Era and how good they were. I'm looking for big things to happen with these guys.
Yeah. Now also, your NXT champion Karrion Kross appeared on the shittiest show, Main Event.
Hell of a way to debut on the main roster.
Hell of a way to debut on the main roster. Yeah.
Somebody they apparently
main event
plans for.
Why? Because Vince wanted to see Karrion Kross. Hello, you have a fucking library of videos from NXT. Because we all know Vince doesn't watch NXT. So he had to have a match for Vince to see.
Oh, don't forget, we also had the North American champion wrestle also.
Oh, yeah, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, too. He was on the same episode, which I think that was last night's episode?
Yeah. I didn't watch it, but I heard Karrion Kross's entrance was completely toned down.
Yeah, because he didn't have Scarlett. It was just him.
So they're setting him up for failure before he's even there.
Quite possibly, yes. And also, allegedly, Scarlett is now getting in-ring tryouts because she hasn't done any ring work since she's been there.
What are you talking about? She got squashed when she came to the main roster as a jobber.
Oh yeah. That tweet's been going around when she had her when she was a enhancement talent.
The sad thing is, when I saw Scarlett and I saw her on Raw, I was like, oh, I know her. I was like, she's actually kind of decent in the ring. I was like, she's above Lana and she's way above Eve Marie.
She's not bad.
She got squashed, and I was like, well, that was weird.
She's not bad at all.
Yeah. Just too bad Don Callis had scarlet fever.
Oh, we got to talk about that later, too.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Don Callis.
Okay, the releases. Let's talk about the releases now. How much of the NXT roster is gone?
Damn near 1/4 of it again.
Let me find the message you sent me. Let's go over the names.
Gotta be honest, half of these guys didn't even know who they were or under contract.
Tony Nese, Arya Davari, Fandango, Chase Parker, Matt Mattel, August Gray, Tyler Breeze, Sunil Singh, Samir Singh, Kurt Stallion, and Marina Shafir.
nobody, any of them were doing anything of any kind.
Well, two of them was a tag team that they had.
Tony
debuted
Nese was being
months
used pretty
back.
regularly.
Yeah, like they had a tag team. Like two of them guys were a tag team. They debuted a while back, and it was in a few matches. And then once MSK came, they just disappeared off the map.
Yeah.
So they was being used, and then all of a sudden they just stopped being used, and then they got released. And I'm like, God damn, like that sucks.
Yeah, I've seen Chase Parker be used. I've seen August Gray be used. The Sings they're in and out on 205 Live. But I find Breezango, I'm surprised the Breezango's gone.
Yes, like that threw me off so badly when I saw that.
And as we were talking about before we went on the air, that ruins like half of the shit on Up Up Down Down without Tyler Breeze. Because two of the things that I watch Battle of the Brands, SmackDown versus Raw 2006. That's gone. I watch the Uno games with on Wednesdays. It's Xavier Woods, it's Tyler Breeze, Adam Cole, and Cesaro. That's gone now.
It's gonna be weird. Like somebody posted a picture. Look, somebody posted a picture of NXT North America Championship, and you have EC3, Ricochet, Adam Cole, Karrion Dane, what the hell old boy name they let go?
Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, Lars Sullivan and Velveteen Dream, and somebody said, damn, only 2 remain now.
And Keith Lee is in the witness protection program.
There's still no word on that, right?
I believe I think he had some sort of like real life like illness or whatever, because Wild has nobody said anything.
Okay.
Because it wasn't a ring injury. He doesn't have heat with anybody. I'm thinking he had some sort of like legitimate real life illness, and obviously they can't talk about it.
From what I read online, and from what people are saying that are, associates of people that's close to him, he's trying to get the legal rights to keep Keith Lee as his own name, and WWE is also trying to do it. So seeing how WWE can't get it and they're doing a legal battle with him, they're keeping him on television.
I don't think that, from what I read, I don't think they're in a legal battle with him per se. I think what happened was they tried to get the rights to the name. They got declined, and then he did, but because they had already put in for it, is why he got declined.
Who is this?
Keith Lee.
Really? I didn't hear that.
I don't think it was anything. I don't think they're like at war with each other for the name. I think he just put he put a copyright onto it, but it got denied because the WWE had already put something in months ago.
Interesting. That sucks.
Yeah, imagine having this name your whole life and your whole career in this.
Hold on, let me look up his government name.
Right. I don't think some wrestlers understand. If you're going to get hired by WWE, I think the first thing you should do
is copyright your ring name.
Ownership to your name. You should get ownership to your name. So WWE has either got two options: to let you use your name or give you a new name.
That's his government name too.
Years.
That's his government name. So he's really getting fucked.
Yeah, any wrestler should be copywriting anything theirs.
Oh, side note. Valdor said these two guys I work with are into those conspiracy theories, and they have the same hair as Sami Zayn.
I need a picture of that, Valdor. I need a fucking photo of that. But like I said, if you're going to WWE and you know that's where you want to be at, and you know people know your name, the first thing you should do is go get that shit done so you can have it, so you can basically have it all the way through. Because think about it. Think about if the Hardy Boys didn't do their name, and WWE had their name and they had to leave. Those are their legit real names. What the hell do you do after that point?
Well, that was also pre, being so fucking petty about shit, because they debuted in the 90s. They left 2008-ish or whatever, whenever each of them left. So they left with their names, and they used it elsewhere, and then they came back, and you can't change their names now, so you got to let them use it when they come back.
Tensai.
That was just a complete gimmick change, because he's been through like 4 or 5 gimmicks.
Prince Albert,
A-Train,
Hip Hop Hippo.
Don't remind me of that one.
Then he was the Funkasaurus guy.
Yeah,
right?
the Funkasaurus. Yep. Well, hell, look at fucking Godfather. He was. I always forget about when he was like the MMA fighter. I always
Supreme
forget
Fighting Machine, Kama.
I always forget about that version of Kama. I remember Kama Mustafa, but I always forget the other version of Kama. And until like 6 years ago, I didn't know he was Papa Shango.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't remember wrestling from that far back.
Oh, the Kama gimmick, that was something. He melted down the urn of the Undertaker and used it as a necklace.
Yeah.
And then the Undertaker got it back and it somehow became an urn again.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But back to Keith Lee. With name, look, Frankie Monet. Why did you have to change the Tyra Valkyrie?
I think she wanted to.
I don't think she wanted. No, what happened was because the internet hated the fact that she changed her name, and then she was like, "I picked the name." I feel like they told her go pick a name, and that's what she picked.
Could be too. But she also,
Like
I don't really feel
like
like maybe
Well,
she-
LA
like,
Knight.
my whole
Why
thing
do we have to change Eli Drake? He's been everywhere with the name Eli Drake. That his name has value to it, and you just give him another name, or
But
you make him pick another name.
But like it does it to them because they're just gonna they're never gonna acknowledge anything he's ever done before.
And that's one of their problems.
I agree 100%.
And
yeah, they do that 'cause, like, don't forget AJ Styles. Don't forget, remember, they were thinking about changing his name. And don't forget, Vince didn't want him on the main roster because Vince didn't think nobody knew who he was.
okay, we missed one for Albert. Sweet Tea.
Oh, that was when he was the Funkasaurus guy. That's when he was
Sweet Tea.
teaming with Brodus Clay, yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah, he was 10 side and then he would become a Sweet Tea. I was like, what the fuck kind of name? Whatever.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's bad, man. It's bad. Another problem with WWE: hiring writers that don't know anything about wrestling. Not only do they not know wrestling, once they're hired, they still don't know people's names. Bobby Ashley. So, the girl's name was Kenise Mobley. She was on a random podcast. She admitted to not knowing anything about wrestling, yet was hired for a writing position in the WWE. She went on to say, quote, "His name is either Bobby Ashley or Bobby Lashley, and I really should know that. He's like this giant black guy, and he and the people are a part of his crew. I know that they call them, or at least they used to call themselves the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business. They wear suits. They're like really cool."
She did it to herself.
Now, mind you, this is a black female.
Now, mind you, yeah, she did to herself. But at the same time, she just proved what everybody's been saying for so long.
Why are we hiring people that know nothing about wrestling to write wrestling?
Like, I understand you don't want to. I understand you don't want to go get Vince Russo. I understand you don't want to work with Bischoff like that on an everyday basis. I understand Paul Heyman stepped down because he don't want to do writing thing with Vince. They don't want to go ahead with Vince all the time. Like, I get it why some people don't want to do it. But you go outside and you just go, "Hey, you know how to write? Yeah, come on, you can work for me. I'll pay you." But you know none of the product. That's like you put an application to work at NASA and don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Word.
Motherfucker, all you heard was money and you heard you had a job. You're gonna do it. When you get there, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're just being told what to do. She did what she felt like she said she wanted to do on the podcast.
Now,
I have no idea what this is.
One of the creeds that I live by is fake it till you make it. But you don't go out and then say, "I don't know anything." You're supposed to, okay, I got in. Let me now figure out what the fuck I'm doing while I'm here.
Learn. She obviously didn't have any.
She didn't even care to learn.
Right. That's if she's not gonna it doesn't matter how long you've been there. Bobby Lashley's your main guy. You should at least know who that is.
Yeah, because if she says last year, obviously she's been there for at least 6 months.
Right.
Let's say 8 months. You got hired in October, and you haven't learned anything about the wrestling business since you've been there.
That means Bobby Lashley wasn't even the champion yet, and then he had that ascension, and you still don't know who he is.
Yeah, that means you're not paying attention to what's happening on TV.
Hey, look at
That you're writing.
Matter of fact, I think I could find out when did she get hired. 'Cause I think the Jobber Tears on Instagram actually posted when they hired. They hired her and another black female as two writers at the same exact time.
Mm-hmm.
and then now she got let go. So I wondered the other one going to keep her mouth shut to keep her job.
She better.
It's just funny. Like I said, like you said, it's fake it till you make it, and I'll fake it till I make it too. At the same time, I don't want to fake it till I make it on something I have no idea in, and I'm basically writing to get paid. Like if I'm like, I know there's some writers out there that I have met that do writing for shows, and they have no idea what the show is about or none of that shit, and they try to fake it till they make it. But at the same time, they hate it, but so in fact, it's something that they don't know, and they rather write for something like that. If you're on Broadway and you know you can write Broadway, you're gonna want to do Broadway type stuff. But then you go to like write for a TV show. Now you got 30 minutes of a show and you got like 2-3 hours worth of stuff. And you got to compact it in 30 minutes. It makes you not want to do the shit the right way. You don't know that. You don't know how to compact things into a smaller frame when you've been doing it for years as a longer and jeopardized thing all the time. It's just a weird thing. It's like playing street ball and you know you can play street ball for like 20, 30 minutes and then get to the NBA and realize you're going to be there longer than that. Your body is not used to that shit. And you love basketball, but you're not going to want to do it all the time like that. You're going to just want to play the games you play. Like when NBA had NBA Street Legend, Half Man, Half Amazing. This man supposed to follow the NBA rules. He's over here doing trick crossovers and dunking because he's been doing it his whole life. To a point that they was like, bro, you're going to get fined every time you do that. And he's like, look, that's all I fucking know. Like, what am I supposed to do?
I was going to say that as you were talking about like the basketball analogy. That's why the N1 mixtape people never made it to the NBA other than Rafer Alston, a.k.a. Skip to My Lou.
Yeah. Like, they're so used to doing all these little funny things that it's like common knowledge to them. And then you get sent to the NBA and they go, yeah, so you get a dribble, you can pass, you can do a little shuffle crossover, you can shoot threes. Don't smack nobody ball out their hand while they shoot it. Nigga, what?
Like
all of this?
Like the one dude Cadillac. They called him Escalade. He's like 7 foot, like 350. Like he's like Shaq size. And they played each other in Rucker Park and Shaq destroyed him because the guy doesn't play defense. He has no cardio. All he does, he just stands in a post, give me the ball, and he just dunks on people. He's not used to running up and down the court.
Right. It's very different when, you actually got people in your face now when you're trying to do stuff.
Yeah. Shaq shit on him for playing in Rucker Park.
Well, I just want to know when she going to get hired next. Is she going to get a regular TV job now? Or is some other place going to pick her ass up? Even though she already, like, basically said what she said at this point.
Well, considering WWE is the only one that uses writers in that fashion, I don't think she can do any more wrestling. So, looks like she's going to have to go find a C-list Netflix show to write for.
That's probably more up the alley, like regular television,
Yeah.
I think she was a comedy writer or something like that.
Yeah, it says she's a comedy writer, yeah.
This is what I think WWE should do, like, when Vince finally steps his fuck down or something. If you're going to get a writer, have them watch the product and then try to write something for the next 3 months of kind of content and let your overhead people see if it's either worthy of watching for wrestling or something that you're not fit for this. Instead of just hiring people and hope that they can write something good.
Yep.
Because at this point right now, it's like some of the wrestlers that are high in the upper card, like Randy and fucking Roman Reigns and like John Cena and them, you can write whatever you want for them and they can go in there and tweak the shit. That don't matter. But then you get people like Cedric and all the lower mid-card guys, they have no say-so. They basically just got to do what they can with what they're given. And just like how the FTR did. Remember FTR said, look, we didn't want to do half the shit we did, but we did it because it was given to us. But most of that shit was trash.
And look where they are now. They're doing shit in AEW.
Yeah, but at least they're not wearing them bow ties and weird ass fake ass clocks with that weird ass colorful gimmick.
Yeah.
And they're actually like enjoying the wrestling part. You know what I mean? They're involved in.
Yeah, well, how many? I heard this story today. How many matches have FTR had in 2021?
Not 6. Many AEWs.
They've had 6 matches. They've had 2 straight up tag team matches on Dynamite. They've had 2 straight up tag team matches on Dark, and they've had 1 6-man tag and 1 8-man tag. That's
Yeah,
all
they
the
had
matches they've had in
Is
2021.
that not counting?
Oh, I'm sorry, and then the Blood and Guts. So they've had 7 matches this year. That's it.
Are we counting
Yeah,
Stadium
but you also
Stampede?
have to think about it.
Oh,
7
not well.
matches.
I'm not
of
counting
them,
that as a match.
Well,
But yeah,
I'm-
Stadium Stampede. Let's add Stadium Stampede. 8. They've had 8 matches this calendar year.
I'm about to say, but you got to think about it. As a tag team that's about pure wrestling, they had 8 matches. With basically, it was almost pure wrestling to them. WWE, they had so many dumb, stupid gimmick matches and so much fun shit that wasn't part of their gimmick. What would you rather do? Do you rather do what you love, or you rather just be done what you're told?
Right, and they're involved in a big story, and like they get time. You know what I mean? They're not told to go out there for 2 minutes and just do whatever. Like they're given time, and they get, like I said, they're involved in a probably the biggest story in the company at the moment.
Although I feel like AEW matches go too long.
They do. Some of them do.
Some of them overstay.
Every TV match doesn't need to be 20 minutes. Give me an 8-minute match and get out.
I don't disagree with you.
But look, I'm about to say, look, just be happy. This isn't like New Japan. You know how New Japan matches go. New Japan matches are like 45, then 50 minutes a match. Like,
yeah. Speaking of AEW, while we're on the topic, the MMA fight between Wardlow and Jake Hager, I like.
I didn't hate
yeah,
it.
that was
I liked
surprisingly,
it.
that was surprisingly
I liked
okay.
it.
I did not hate it. A lot of people didn't. Like it seemed to get a lot of heat, but I thought it was okay.
I guess that was the MMA purists obviously didn't like it, but
And also, you got the wrestling fan bozos that are just like, "Oh, it's wrestling."
yeah. Well, they wrestled. Well, the only thing I'm gonna hate on is why did Wardlow just pull out a Hurricane Rana out of nowhere? Other than that, match was good. He just jumps up and hits a Hurricane Rana in the middle of the match. Like, what?
Probably just like, "Oh, somebody could do it too." Finally.
Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I really feel like somebody in the UFC eventually was going to try to do something like that eventually. And then he did it. And I was like, that is the closest I'm going to get. We're never going to get the UFC version of this. So I'm okay with this.
Somebody challenged Hager on Twitter. I forgot who it was. Like, it was like right after the match. Somebody was on Twitter like, oh, Hager, you want to run the fade now or whatever?
I don't think people realize, like, isn't Hager still undefeated in regular MMA matches?
Yes, he is.
Have you seen his opponents though?
That's true.
Yeah, I know.
And it's Bellator. It's Bellator. It's not UFC.
All right, that'd be like us getting in the cage with him. Like that's basically what it is. Right? It's like it seems like they find random guys on the streets just throwing a cage with him.
Yeah. I'm still looking forward to whatever they do with Kenny Omega and all these belts.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of dragging, but
I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, him and Jungle Boy. I think that's going to be a great match.
Yeah. I wish they would have saved it for the 4th of July special, but whatever.
I think
that would have been a bigger show.
I think how they'd look at it maybe is like, all right, it's kind of a big dynamite because it's Saturday night prime time. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a live crowd.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah, I guess the scheduling of the live crowd makes it like more important.
And it's Saturday night. It seems like a bigger show because it's Saturday night at 8:00. It's almost like those old school like Saturday night
main event.
Yeah, like that vibe. So.
And now we're going to jump into this week's installment of Ultra Fantasy Wrestling. This week we're doing non-wrestling personnel.
Oh yeah.
Okay, who is the leader of your show? Your GM, your commissioner, your whatever you want to call them. What title did you give this person?
Oh, they're just the regular old-fashioned GM, and I chose the man that I feel like will make my show the most watchable thing
Paul
on
Heyman?
TV. Yes.
How did I guess that?
Paul Heyman has always been like this is my thing. When ECW was a thing, Paul Heyman was the man that ran the show. And that shit, I was watching more than Raw. I was watching more than anything else. Just for the simple fact that even though he was cutting them short on money, still owe people money.
To this day.
Those people were so faithful to him to the point that they were using their own money, their own credit cards and everything. And I'm like, that takes a lot for a man that basically fucked you over for you to work that hard for him. And I feel like him as my GM, he will probably set my roster ablaze because I feel like he'll get everybody a chance to fucking really show off what they want and not make everybody a jobber like he did ECW. Because in ECW, everybody was a damn star. I don't give a damn who you were. You was a star. He gave you the option. And I feel like with him, he would make everybody on my roster when I choose a star. He would get everybody the opportunity they need.
Mm-hmm. I have gone with, I'm passing the business down. Vince McMahon is gone. I'm passing the business on. Here comes the money. Shane McMahon.
Ooh.
Obviously, everybody, when Vince finally steps down, Triple H is going to take over. I want to see a Shane McMahon company. I feel like Shane will do a decent job himself as well. Shane is my on-screen authority.
Yeah, I feel like Shane would too, because Shane been crazy through most of the Attitude Era up to the PG era. He was hell. Me and my ladies actually watched a 100 top OGM moments. Shane was like 17 of them damn things.
And this is babyface Shane. This is not heel Shane. Old man Shane can't be a heel. It's horrible. When he was in his 30s and he was cocky and he was just, throwing, oh, I'm the boss's son in everybody's face, fine, he could be a heel. Old man Shane has to be a babyface because he's just too beloved now. Because when he came back, what was that, 2016? When he came back, that pop was so over the top organic.
Just to hear that entrance music pop off, the crowd jumped like Stone Cold had said he was coming back to wrestling.
See Marvin's question in the chat?
Yeah, I see that. And Kelvin said, my commissioner is myself. Of course it is. Of course he's his own commissioner. And his commentators are Joey Styles and Jim Ross. I like that pairing. I like the pairing, but who's the lead announcer and who's the analyst?
That's the problem.
I think you'd have to go with Joey Styles as the lead commentator and let Jim Ross tell the stories.
Yeah.
Because like the old sage veteran,
It's weird because they're both play-by-play guys.
Yeah, because typically you want a former wrestler in the analyst position.
Or somebody that has a lot of personality.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Joey Styles you'd have to go as lead commentator.
Mine was funny because I chose mine just for the fact that I feel like they will make the crowd pop for no damn reason all the time.
Uh-huh.
And it was King and Ronaldo.
Okay. So Ronaldo's your lead commentary, and you have Moro. I like that.
Yeah, you got a veteran in there for years, and Ronaldo just, I don't know, when Ronaldo screams and he knows the name of moves and he screams them out, you just get hyped for some goddamn reason. He basically was JR, just more hyper.
Oh, I'm just writing down your stuff for future reference. Okay, my lead analyst. I went outside of the box. Well, not complete outside of the box. Modern guys that he has experience. He has a legitimate, journalist background. But he's modern but respected. It came down to one of two people because I feel like they both fall in the same category. The one I didn't pick was Ian Riccaboni from MLW. It was my first choice. Mm-hmm. Instead, I went with Kevin Kelly from Ring of Honor. I feel like he's probably, after Moro, after, JR. But I also put Moro in a different category because he's all personality. Whereas Kevin Kelly, he's just like, he speaks and he's engaging. He speaks in a normal tone and he's engaging. So I went with Kevin Kelly for that reason. And my analyst, somebody's going to flip lids every time they speak because you don't know what they're going to say. What?
Oh, Stone Cold?
What? Stone Cold.
Oh my God, that would be kind of cool as hell.
Stone Cold is my analyst.
I think he was a great general manager, though. I'll tell you that right now.
I was thinking over there on those lines too, but I was like, I want Stone Cold to speak all the time. on my show.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Before I chose King, it really was Ronaldo and Booker T. But I feel like Booker T wouldn't want to do it just that long a tenure as a commentator.
I was also thinking about CM Punk for my analyst because when he did those like random like commentary segments, he was really good. So I was heavily considering CM Punk.
He'd do really well at that, I think, especially if he took it seriously.
Yeah, because like he even like does like random like UFC events. Like he'll just jump on for like a match and talk. He's really good because like again, he's engaging when he speaks. You want to hear what he has to say. Next category, ring announcer. I went with the tried and true through the 2000s, Lillian Garcia.
You know what's funny? I wanted Lillian Garcia too, and I thought about it, and I was like, I think Dark gonna pick Lillian Garcia.
Okay.
It's weird. I wanted who's the ring announcer around the Attitude Era?
Tony Chimmel?
Yeah, that's what
Tony
I wanted.
Chimmel?
Tony Chimmel
Okay.
a few months. Yeah. I just wanted that iconic thing when he says where you're from and then he says your name in that certain tone. Like everybody had their different names and different tone by him. I just want that just to make the crowd pop when certain people to come out.
Surprised neither one of you took David Penzer.
I thought about it, but then I was like, I don't know. Like, I like him, but I don't know. I just didn't choose him for some
I
reason.
think after Howard Finkel, he might be my favorite.
Yeah, because I was like, no, I can't use Finkel because he's not alive. Because we have to use people that are alive. That's one of our rules. They have to be alive. And once we get to wrestlers, they have to be able-bodied. We can't use Flair on the roster.
Can't use Flair. Can't use Hogan. Can't go out there and get the Rock and Roll Express, even though they out here still doing Canadian Destroyers.
I would say they're fair game because they're wrestling. I would say Rock and Roll is fair game.
And they're still good.
It's fucking weird.
Way my buddy actually wrestled them probably about a month ago, and he was talking to me about it. And the way he was describing the experience is just like the ultimate professionals.
Valdor said, "I'm gonna start up the cloning machine and use Booker T for all those positions."
I can hear Booker announcing, and then Booker on the commentary going, "Tell me he just didn't say that."
And then right under it, Kelvin said, "Shucky Ducky Quack Quack." Kelvin's ring announcer is Bobby Cruz from Ring of Honor.
I can work with that.
Oh, well, let's answer Marv's question. Who's your Mount Rushmore of wrestling GMs?
Jack Tunney has to be on there.
Okay.
Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Let's see. Personally,
There hasn't
Jack
been too
Tunney
many
is
though.
their
If you think
personal
about it, like, are we going to count the commissioner role as one?
yeah,
or the
just the
president role?
on-screen authority. Period. We'll go with that. Moniker, just on-screen authority. Just off the top of my head, for me, I got to go Stone Cold. I got to go Foley. Early Foley when he was commissioner the first time.
No,
that
exactly.
Foley.
Not this.
Not the GM Foley was cool, but
yeah.
Commissioner Foley was better. I gotta go. Bischoff, and I gotta go. I guess I gotta go Cornette in TNA.
Oh, he was good. Forget about that.
I
I
will-
think I would do
I would go.
Stone Cold, Mick Foley,
Okay.
Bischoff, and I might go with, I kind of really like the heat that Eric Bischoff would get in WCW in those, when he first joined the NWO, like when he made Rick, the referees, he fired the referee in front of his kids. That was some good shit.
Okay.
Oh, Teddy Long. How do you forget?
Oh, player. Yeah, Kelvin went with Teddy Long, Stephanie McFoley, and Stone Cold.
Solid list.
Now,
Stone
what
Cold,
version of
McFoley, Teddy
Stephanie,
Long,
Kelvin?
yeah.
Are we talking like, versus Eric Bischoff era, or are we talking authority Stephanie?
You have to go with the Bischoff
good.
era.
I
tell
actually
you right
like the
now.
authority Stephanie because she was such a bitch.
Yeah, but you can't get any heat. You can't get it back on her, which is the problem. Like, she would neuter these baby faces, and there's no payoff.
When she was dealing with certain people, she neutered them. But when it was like top of the card people, like the Daniel Bryan storyline, that was good. Her and the Daniel Bryan storyline was good.
Yeah, but like when they had the payoff finally, they had her beat Brie Bella. That was going to be the payoff to that.
Yeah.
And she won.
Yeah. Which was actually a really good match.
Yeah, that was hot. And then they I think the finish was the wrong finish.
Yeah. So who did you pick, Alex? I don't know if I wrote it down. You put
Stone Cold Mick Foley, Paul Heyman, and what's it called? I said the first time.
Okay. Oh, Kelvin's going way back, 2002, Stephanie. Okay.
Oh, damn. Stephanie McMahon where
the
she
$1 billion
bent over a
princess.
Table. How about she bent over a table and she, do I got your attention now?
No, I think that's the Stephanie that we were talking about. That's when she was in the Bischoff beef.
I thought that was like 2006-ish.
No.
No. He's right. That's the Eric Bischoff beef one.
Okay.
That's when her and Bischoff was kept. Her and Bischoff kept going against each other about who they wanted to have when their shows and shit. That's that beef, Stephanie.
Okay. All right.
I ain't gonna lie. That was probably the best Stephanie we had at that point because she was her father, but in her own way. She wasn't as like him, but you can see that she was trying to be him, but be her at the same time. So she was being conniving, she was being a dick, but at the same time, she was still making business moves that was making sense around that time.
Okay. Next position for our fantasy draft. Interviewers. In-ring interview, backstage interview. It can be the same person. It can be different people. Who did you pick?
Bro, that was kind of hard. I had to Google all the people that did interviews, and I was like, God damn, there's a lot of people. And it's like a majority of my life. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is his name? Oh my God, I just forgot it. My head. Shit, Jesus.
Funaki.
They let him. Oh God, Funaki always
SmackDown number one
announcer. I don't give a damn what nobody say. He's number one. Period. Like when people are like, who's your best SmackDown? Funaki. What? Yeah, Funaki. He's number one SmackDown best interviewer. Period.
I feel like this is a hard one because since Gene Okerlund, who I think was the best.
Yeah, I wanted to use Gene, but he's not with us.
Okerlund
like who's done it even nearly as good?
For my backstage interview, Michael Cole.
You know what?
Remember when he was getting shit on by The Rock?
With his frost
I will let you have that because he was getting shit on by everybody in the back.
I love that Michael Cole.
Coach would be a good one.
Coach, yeah. And for my in-ring interview, I went with Renee Young.
That's a solid choice.
Match is over. Oh, I like Renee in that role because she's personable.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to remember old boy's name. WWE let go. That was commentary. Did interviews in the back.
Matt Stryker, Todd Phillips.
No, Todd Phillips. There you go, Todd Phillips.
Okay.
Todd Phillips will be my interviewer in the back and out in the ring.
Okay.
I just like Tom Phillips. Tom Phillips been there for so long, even though he started off as a wrestler. Tom Phillips was good to me for the simple fact that he knew about everybody. He knew everything he needed to know, and he was just good at sitting down interviews. He was like a young version of fucking JR when it came to interviews. Like he did it professionally. Even if he got shitted on, he still did it professionally as hell. Like he never broke his professionalism of doing it. And I feel like with him, when it's time for the call, he would probably be the most professional man I could have to do an interview with somebody.
Kelvin chose Michael Cole for in-ring, and he took Charlie Caruso for backstage. You know what? I forgot about Charlie Caruso. No, I still wouldn't take her over Renee, though. I like Charlie, but I would not take her over Renee.
Well, I would just take Charlie Caruso. You don't have to have a role. I just take Charlie Caruso.
Oh, yeah. Well, word. That's an absolute fact.
She's like, what job are you giving me? The job of being my woman. that comes with a lot of payment, a lot of no Vince McMahon kiss my ass club, but you do it if you want to.
All right. And before we wrap up, who are your referees? Pick however many you want.
Oh man, that was even harder, bro. Because there's still a lot of referees out now. Like, I wanted to pick Hefner. I wanted Hefner bad as hell, and I still kind of do. But
he's still working, so you can use him.
I know, but what was old boy name that used to be SmackDown's
Kyoto?
referee, the one with the blonde hair? The short one with the blonde hair.
Little H, Charles Robinson, right?
Yes.
Well, I
Yeah,
have to
Lil
cross
Nate.
off Charles Robinson. I picked him.
Yeah, like I don't know why. Like Paul, like not even Paul. Earl Hebner is known. Like we know Earl Hebner almost our whole damn lives as
Yeah.
wrestling fans for us being our agents. But when he came to the scene, and he was in WCW and he came to WWE, he was like my Earl Hebner. Like I always like to see him in big matches because I ain't gonna lie, him jumping across the ring and sliding for that count, I was like, bro, this man is agile as shit.
Oh, are you talking about the WrestleMania where one of the refs got bumped and he ran down the ramp?
ran slid through the ring almost to the other side and started counting. I was like, yo, who is this man?
Was that Cena Batista? Was that that match?
That was Undertaker Edge.
It was okay.
Yeah. That motherfucker slid midway across the whole ring. Like he literally could slip from one end to the other how fast he was running. I was like, yo, this man is like a superhero. Like this man is great. And like I hate the fact that we don't see him as much on TV anymore now.
Yeah.
But god damn, boy, he's my top next to Earl Hebner. I swear he is. I still want Earl Hebner. There was no fact, the lineage, and I feel like Earl Hebner would be like the overseer of referees coming in because he's been doing it for so long. I just don't need him to steal my merchandise and sell it.
Yep, he's notorious for that.
Yeah, I can't let that shit go. He's not allowed to go buy any merch. His ass stay in the back. He goes to work and he goes to fuck home. He can't go buy anything merchandise. He just can't touch it. I was going to choose his brother also, but then I was like, I rarely remember his brother refereeing this much. It's kind of weird.
Well, let me give you mine while you think of another one. My number one referee, I'm going with Aubrey Edwards. She is a friend of the podcast. She answers my DMs.
Oh yes, I love Aubrey.
And
then, what's it called too? She just got her WWE action figure for the first time.
Oh yeah, yep.
She cried when she got it.
Yep. And then because you just passed on him, I'm taking Mike Chioda.
Great referee.
Yes, excellent. And because you stole Charles Robinson, I'm going to go back. He's still able-bodied. I'm taking Teddy Long.
I'm taking Tom Pritchard when he was the scab referees back in the day.
Oh yeah. You know what? And I think I might take Chioda too.
No, I just took Chioda. I know.
I said I still might want Chioda, but at the same time, I might get him from you in the draft.
Okay, yeah, we can work on that. I'm gonna throw one more out there because I'm always in favor of the heel referee. I'm taking Brad Maddox. I love heel referees. I don't know why, but heel referees are the shit.
If done right, but if
when they're done right,
you should go with the OG Dangerous Danny Davis. Or Nick Patrick, who I think did it.
Yeah, Nick Patrick. Yes. Let's see. Kelvin chose Chioda, Hebner, Mike Posey, Jim Malado, and Aubrey. So who's your other one, Alex?
Dan Ager.
Dan Ager. Okay.
Dan Ager's my last one. I couldn't remember his name. I was like, I know it's Dan. I just didn't know the last name. I had to Google it to remember what it was. Dan Ager would be my third choice. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of wanted Armstrong to be all of them. But I was like, that motherfucker would be tired by the end of the show every damn week. He would quit on me.
That's Scott Armstrong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put him on your list since I chose 4. You can have Scott. And for the crowd, next week's we're going to do pay-per-view titles. That'll be our next installment for the fantasy booking draft, yada yada yada, whatever you want to call it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm telling the fans, I'm telling you ahead of the guy. Saudi Arabia and Great Balls of Fire are off the table. No, LD fuck no. Those two are off the table. They don't exist. I will replace those with anything else, but those two pay-per-views do not belong as a pay-per-view. They was a joke.
It's a shame because I think the name Crown Jewel is actually a good name for a pay-per-view.
Yeah. So because when Alex brought up the pay-per-views to me,
it's a good name, but Crown Jewel, the pay-per-view itself, has tarnished that name.
Synonymous with Saudi Arabia.
Because when you mentioned that the topic of to do pay-per-views, I immediately thought of an entire lineup that has the exact same theme. So I'm ready to go next week with pay-per-views. Anyway, it's time to go. This has been the Ultra Heelz Wrestling Podcast. I'm Darth Messiah. You, sir.
Alex the Motherfucking Hill.
Good night, Superstar Sal.
Good night, fellas.
And we out.